standing at Alfond Arena on the campus of the University of Maine, the site of today's championship game in the Weber Energy Fuels Exxon America East Championship. Today's matchup features the Vermont Catamounts against the University of Maine Black Bears. Hello everybody, I'm News Center's Lee Goldberg. So glad you could join us for the final game of what has been an amazing tournament. I am joined as always by former Maine All-American Rachel Bouchard. And Rach, one team can win, and only one team, and that team will get an automatic berth into the NCAA tournament.
And that's been the mission from day one for both of these teams. Go through the season, play as hard as you can. At the end of the year, get that bid into the big dance.
Maine is the top seed, Vermont is the second seed. Since Maine is the #1 seed, they've had home court advantage throughout the playoffs. That includes today, and the Catamounts are going to have some loud fans here rooting against them.
They certainly are, and this is a very difficult place to play. Although Maine fans are not hostile, they're just very energetic for their team, and Vermont's going to have to play very well. They're going to have to keep the game close in the early going. They're also going to need to have a big balanced attack.
Their attack is led by senior Alex Lawson. She leads the way for the Catamounts, but freshman guard Carolyn Church really been on fire lately.
She certainly has. She's done a great job in the last 10 games. She's averaging over 16 points and 6 rebounds. She's shooting 71% from the field at 66 for 93, so she's doing it for the Catamounts right now.
Speaking of doing it, when you talk about Maine, how about Cindy Blodgett? It seems like every time she touches the ball, there's a new record being set somewhere.
To say that Cindy Blodgett's on fire, I think, is an understatement. You know, she's a big-time player. When tournament time comes, she turns it up a notch. She only needs 12 points to break her own tournament record for most points. She's been named the America East Conference Player of the Year for the 2nd year in a row, and she leads the nation right now in scoring at 26.4. So Cindy pretty much does it all for Maine.
And if Cindy finishes the season as the leading scorer, she'll become only the 2nd person to ever lead the nation in scoring 2 years in a row. Folks, this is what it's all about. The championship game of the Weber Energy Fuels Exxon America East Championship. It's Maine and Vermont, and the starting lineups are coming your way right after this.
The 1997 Weber Energy Fuels Exxon America East Championship on WLBZ2 is brought to you by the Morrison Auto Dealerships. We have the keys you need. The Coach House. It's home cooking all the time at the Coach House, Wilson Street, Brewer. And by Darling's Auto Dealerships, where the difference is real.
Life doesn't stop because of a little snow. You can't stay cooped up. So we cope. I drive a little slower, I pack a few extra mittens, and I always carry a Motorola cellular phone. Hey, around here, you never throw caution to the wind. Hi. Who are you going to trust?
Trust your family's safety and security to Motorola and cellular service from Unicel, the official cellular service of the Maine Black Bears.
We are back at Alfond Arena, and for the starting lineups of this afternoon's game, we go to the public address announcer, Mr. Ray Cota.
We welcome the starting lineups. First for the University of Vermont Catamounts, at forward, a 6'1" freshman from Del Mar, New York, number 44, Corinna Zorno. And for the University of Maine at forward, at 6'1" from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, a sophomore, number 10, Clara Dane. From the University of Vermont at forward, from Dundee, New York, a 6' junior, number 22, Kate Cronin. For the University of Maine, at forward from Beals, Maine, a 5'9" junior, number 22, Sandy Carver. At center, for the University of Vermont, from Elmire, Quebec, a 6'2" senior, number 33, Alex Lawson. And for the University of Maine, at center, from Bristol, Connecticut, a 6'4" senior, number 32, Stacy Porini. For the University of Vermont, at guard, a 6' freshman from Guelph, Ontario, number 20, Carolyn Church. And for the University of Maine, at guard, from Augusta, Maine, a 5'7" freshman, number 20, Amy Vachon. University of Vermont at guard, a 5'9" junior from Markham, Ontario, number 15, Lori Taylor. And for the University of Maine at guard, from Clinton, Maine, a 5'9" junior, number 14, Cindy Blodgett. The head coaches for the University of Vermont, Pam Borton, and the head coach of the University of Maine is Joanne Palumbo Macaulay. The officials for today's game are Ms. Campbell, Mr. Morningstar, Mr. DeMeo.
Look at the two youngsters getting ready to root for Cindy Blodgett and their Black Bears. 5,000 plus. Series history, it's been a long one. 31-9, Maine leads it. The last meeting was back on February 1st with the Black Bears winning 84-40 at Vermont. And as you see, the Black Bears have won 8 of the last 9 meetings between the two schools. The starters for this afternoon's championship game, the senior Stacy Perini, sophomore Clara Danes, freshman Amy Vachon, junior Sandy Carver, and junior sensation Cindy Blodgett, Lawson, Zorno, Laurie Taylor, Cronin, and Church. For Vermont, a very enthusiastic Alfond crowd, young and old. They love their Black Bears.
This is a packed house. They waited in line for over an hour. Those people who were not fortunate enough to grab the tickets right away.
There's senior Stacy Perini. This will be her final home game, win or lose. I saw her before the game, tried to speak with her. She said, Lee, I'm a little nervous. Talk to me after the game.
Served you right.
This was 2 hours. This was 2 hours before the game. The title game is here. One team is going to the NCAA tournament. Which one will it be? Vermont controls the tap. That's Laurie Taylor with the ball. Now down low, back up top, and swings it around over to Taylor. They go inside to Lawson, and underneath, wide open, is Karina Zorno. Nice pass by Alex Lawson to find Zorno, who was open underneath, and quickly the Catamounts are in front, something Maine hasn't had happen to them in a long time.
Boy, that is a big basket right there for Vermont.
Blodgett took a 3 and was fouled. But the foul, they're saying, was after the shot, so Cindy will not be shooting.
We haven't seen
and she's at the line looking to shoot. They didn't tell her.
We haven't seen a team come out on top, and that was a very important possession for Vermont. That first one down the floor, they showed great patience against that tough Maine zone.
This game will be far tougher, at least should be far tougher than the Towson State game or the Drexel game. Vermont, extremely skilled. They are 21-7, just like Maine, and right away, defensive pressure by Alex Lawson. And quickly the Catamounts try and push, but Taylor turns it over at the other end. Back come the Black Bears. Vachon to Perini. Now Carver looking for Perini inside, but Zorno is doing a nice job keeping her away from the ball. Danes to Vachon. And it's knocked away, another turnover by Maine, and here come the Catamounts. And there's going to be a carry against Carolyn Church, the freshman.
Maine right now having a little trouble inside against Vermont's defense. Right now they're just playing a sagging man-to-man. The weak side help is coming over to help out on Stacy Perini posting up inside.
The Alfond crowd will stand and cheer until Maine gets its first point. We've played a minute and a half, and Blodgett ends the drought. Cindy Blodgett hits the 3. Maine leads it by 1. That's Lawson, now back outside to Church. Up to Taylor, just inside 3, and Laurie Taylor hits. And the small contingent from Vermont stands and cheers. 4-3, Catamounts. Blodgett for 3 more. Kate Cronin is supposed to cover Blodgett, and looked at the bench after that shot and shrugged her shoulders as if to say, what more can I do? She wasn't even near the 3-point line, and she still made it.
Well, That's the beauty of Cindy Blodgett, that she can shoot from 2 or 3 feet and back of the three-point line. Right now, Vermont has to worry about Cindy Blodgett. As soon as she comes over half court, someone has got to get in her face.
And just as you mentioned that, Cronin picks her up a little sooner, and she'll try for 3 more. Too hard that time. Perini battles for the rebound and gets it to go.
Orono not happy about that, thought that she was held inside by Perini.
8-4, Maine leads it. This is Church, the freshman, now up top to Taylor. She looks to drive and is fouled. Maine leading it by 4. We've seen turnovers early by Vermont. They are certainly accustomed to that, averaging more than 21 turnovers a game. Not a stat Coach Borton would like her team to have. Church's shot is too hard, rebounded Maine. Blodgett by herself, now gets some help. She'll slow it down. Perini up top of the key, looks to find Carver. And 3-second call against Clara Danes, who was trying to get position inside. It took a little too long to do it.
Katie Clark is the game's name.
Katie Clark is in as Coach Palumbo substitutes for size and brings in freshman and taller Clark for the freshman and smaller Vachon. Maine leads it early on. Church goes back door, can't get over Perini, but it will go off of Vermont, out of bounds, and Maine will get it.
Vermont getting some pretty good looks at the basket. Their offense is very spread out. They have a good balance of perimeter players and post players, and they're set up right in those gaps of Maine's zone.
And Carolyn Church, number 20 for Vermont, is only a freshman, and this is the first time we've seen her, and she really looks composed for a freshman. Blodgett has 2 more, working hard underneath. 10-4, Maine by 6. Freshman Jamie Cassidy, Rookie of the Year in the America East Conference, will check in at the next whistle. Another weapon for Maine. Blodgett almost had the steal. Instead, it's Lawson, and she will go to the free throw line.
We said at the top of the game that Vermont was going to have some balanced scoring, both inside and outside, and you can see they've been very patient offensively. They haven't been frustrated by Maine's defensive pressure, and they've gotten some good shots at the basket. They've had good movement, getting the ball inside to Lawson, and Lawson's done a good job kicking it back out.
The Catamounts only have 2 seniors, but this is a very much experienced Vermont team. They play a tough non-conference schedule, as does Maine, and they've been in the title game last year, and it seems like all the time. In fact, for the last four times, Vermont has been in the finals a lot. So their players getting lots of experience despite their youth in age, as is the case with the Maine players. Blodgett thought Cassidy was going to cut. Cassidy didn't, and the ball went out of bounds, and Vermont will get it, but not before we take a timeout. Maine leads this one 10-6. It's the closest they've been in a while, folks. Stick around.
Are you spending too much time and money at the pumps? Try a fuel-efficient Honda Civic from Darlings, starting with the thrifty yet sporty 2-door Civic HX. The 3-door CX hatchback is affordable and efficient. Check out the roomy interior of the DX 4-door sedan, a great value in a fuel-efficient sedan. Driving a Honda is more affordable than ever. Lease a new Civic 4-door for only $151 per month. See the complete line of Hondas at Darlings Honda. In the long run, it doesn't cost any more to drive a Honda.
Almost all of them were saying, saw your TV commercial, looked real good, and you know, that's a good feeling, because you know that there's, you know, thousands and thousands of people out there viewing it every time it runs. The new customers just keep coming through the door, and I mean, they come from Belfast and Waterville and Millinocket, and I just advertised on WLBZ, and sales still increased by about 20%.
Way back when the world was still in black and white, the people of Hammond Lumber Company started out in business with a tiny sawmill in Belgrade. Since then, Hammond Lumber has grown into one of Maine's largest building suppliers, offering superior quality products and helping their customers fit all the pieces together, with many special services and even free delivery. So for years of experience that you can build on, talk with the people at Hammond Lumber.
back at Alfond Arena where the Black Bears lead, but not by a ton.
Going to take a look here. Stacey Perini passing it inside. Good hands by Blodgett. A couple deflections on that pass. Still had the body control to get her body at a really weird angle, but somehow Cindy gets that shot to go.
No big deal. You see, Maine has won 35 conference games in a row here at Alfond Arena, looking for number 36. And it would be a big one because it would send them to the NCAA tournament for the 3rd straight year. The shot is up and in by Holly Harris. And Holly Harris loves to play against Maine. She is a freshman, and in the 2 games this year, she has totaled 40 points. That averages 20 a game for those of you scoring at home. Cassidy off the front of the rim, no good. Danes with the rebound. She battles and can't get it to fall. Clark is battling. Katie Clark gets it to go!
A lot of ping-pong shots going on in there. The ball, no one seemed to want to grab a hold of that. And that time, Clark, great presence to gain control of the ball and go up strong with a shot.
Determination, the difference on that one. Katie Clark wanted it, and she got it. Maine is out rebounding Vermont right now, 5-0. Taylor puts up a 3. And Lori Taylor has the hot hand.
Boy, I'm telling you, Vermont is not intimidated at all. They're coming in here and they're playing. They're playing even with Maine right now.
Blodgett tries to answer. Can't get it to go. Rebounded Taylor. The Catamounts can take the lead. Lawson. And Vermont leads for the 2nd time. They led 2-0 and they lead 13-12. And you couldn't have asked for a better start if you're a Vermont fan. Sandy Carver answers at the other end. Baseline for 2, and back and forth we go. Maine up by 1. Strong drive to the basket, and it counts. Wow, Kate Cronin went around Blodgett, gets the basket and the foul.
Tough move that time. Gets Blodgett on her heels, takes it to the basket. Blodgett tried to knock the ball out of Cronin's hands. Good move.
That is the 2nd foul on Blodgett. We'll have to keep an eye on that. 14 minutes to play. Vermont leads by 1. And Cronin makes the free throw. The Catamounts lead by a pair. Look of concern on Joanne Palumbo's face. Blodgett in the lane. For 2 more. Weaves her way inside for 2, and the game's tied at 16. Taylor, nice spin moves around Vachon, but then threw it away.
Good pressure that time by Vachon, and Lori Taylor is a very good ball handler. She sees the floor extremely well. That time, great spin move, but a little bit too much pepper on the ball that time.
Taylor has 3 turnovers right now. Perini gets the pick from Cassidy, goes around, and now finds Cassidy, and Cassidy will go to the line. I'm not sure how Blodgett knew Cassidy was there. She was surrounded by 3 Vermont players, but found her.
Well, when you're surrounded by 3 players, you know that somebody else has got to be open. You can see right here, Maine setting great picks for Blodgett. She's surrounded, and again, you know when you're surrounded, somebody has got to be open.
Cassidy is at the line. Stacey Perini has checked in as well, so Maine's Twin Towers are in the game. First time today they'll be playing together, both 6'3". 6'4". Forgot about the sneakers.
They wear those lifts, you know.
Cassidy hits both, and now Maine is back up by 2, 18-16, and Kate Cronin had no idea the ball was coming. Another turnover by Vermont, very costly. Blodgett shakes and bakes, gets it to Clark. Up top to Cassidy. Perini's got in position and can't. Oh, they're calling a travel. They call the travel on Perini.
You could see that play coming. Cassidy came up top, and as she was coming up to the high post, Stacey Perini was sealing inside. Great post passing that time by Cassidy and Perini.
Taylor was pressured by Vachon. Now she kicks it outside to Harris on the baseline. We mentioned it before, Holly Harris, the freshman, had 15 in her first game against Maine, had 25 the second time she played Maine, and this is the third time. Clark from the free throw line, no. And here come the Catamounts again. Game tied at 18, a very quiet Alfond crowd. You almost sense nervousness by the Alfond fans. Good shots for Vermont there. Karina Zorno's shot was too hard, though. Clark at the other end to Blodgett. Into Perini, who's got position again. Nice pass by Blodgett. Nice hands by Perini. And two more for Maine.
Right, that time Perini just cut right down the lane. Blodgett, great awareness. Good pass and right up strong for the shot.
Perini almost with the steal. Lawson off the glass. Can't get the roll. Cassidy's there. And Cassidy is fouled. Hard work on the glass by the 6'4" freshman. Gets Maine the ball. And the Black Bears will try and build on their 2-point lead. We're going to take a break and come back with more. It's been a great one so far. Black Bears by 2 in the title game.
Morrison Chevy Geo and Lincoln Chevy Olds Geo want to make your money count with financing as low as 4.8% APR and up to $2,400 in rebates on selected models. What better way to make your money count? What better place to make your money count than Morrison Chevy Geo and Lincoln Chevy Olds Geo? Our huge selection will make you smile, and our financing will leave your wallet absolutely giddy.
And Lincoln Chevy Olds Geo and Lincoln.
And Morrison Chevy Geo and Ellsworth. Get the keys that'll make your money count before they melt away.
The natural goodness of Maine and Oakey's favorite brand.
March is Laundry Month at Dunnett Incorporated in Bangor, with every GE and RCA washer and dryer on sale. With washer dryer pairs starting at just $5.99 or just $19 a month, it's cheaper than going to the laundromat. Save on Dunnett's huge selection of GE and RCA washers and dryers and the largest selection of appliances north of Boston during Laundry Month at Dunnett Incorporated, Penobscot Plaza, Bangor.
Dunnett has done it again.
We've had 5 lead changes and 2 ties. The Black Bears leading it by 2.
Going to take a look here. Great pass. Again, that pass was high. It had some oomph on it, and Perini was cutting right down the lane. You're going to see great work here by Clara Danes. Vermont is not afraid to be physical and bang inside. Katie Clark getting banged around a little bit, comes up with that loose ball and puts it back in.
Perini in traffic. And the foul! I thought Stacy wanted to pass it.
She had everybody faked out. I don't think Stacy thought she was going to shoot that ball.
That looked like a last-second decision to me. She saw Cassidy open, decided to shoot, and it's a good thing because she has a chance to complete the 3-point play. And she does. Maine has not its biggest lead, 23-18. The Black Bears did lead by 6 at one point. They lead by 5 now. It has been back and forth all the way. You see the Catamounts have not let an opponent shoot 50% to the field all year. Maine averages under 50% as a team. Vachon with a great defensive effort to come up with a steal.
Boy, they just saved the basket on that one. Vachon with great hands.
And at the other end, almost a turnover. Instead, Cassidy is fouled by Taylor. What a difference Amy Vachon has made to this team in just her freshman year.
She certainly has. She has been such an important part of Maine's success, coming off the bench and being the floor leader.
Perini is double teamed, goes around, finds Gabrielle Deschamps for 3. It comes up short. Deschamps tried to follow her shot, but it got past her. 23-18, Maine by 5. Championship game of the America East Tournament. An NCAA berth is at stake. Three-pointer by Harris. Holly Harris. Something about the water, I guess, in Maine. She plays so well against the Black Bears. Blodgett forces one up. It's short. Rebounded by Vermont. And the Catamounts can tie or cut it to one. Taylor backdoor to Kerman. And it's lost out of bounds.
Great pass that time by Taylor. That was a bullet. And I actually think that Vermont drew the foul on that play.
Substitutions by Vermont and by Maine. Kristen McCormick is in for the Black Bears. And this is Carolyn Church. 16 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 71% from the floor in her last 10 games. A freshman.
And she is a 6-foot guard. How's that for convenience, having a 6-foot guard?
23-22, the Catamounts answer and are within one. Vashon almost lost it, tried to get it to Perini, and now we've got away from the ball. A foul against Vermont that will go against Shannon Burke, who is trying to keep Jamie Cassidy out of the lane. Vashon will inbounds. They're trying to free up Blodgett, and they do. And it's blocked by Church. Blodgett again. Too hard. Great defense by the freshman, Carolyn Church. Not intimidated by Blodgett at all. Came up with the block.
And Church that time hustled down. She was the first one down the floor for the Catamounts offensively.
There's Harris into Lawson. Out to Taylor, and Taylor couldn't hang on. Laurie Taylor has been brilliant and sloppy.
That was definitely an unforced turnover. There's no reason for that ball to go off Taylor's hands. I think she was just trying to do something with it before she actually caught it.
And the junior will sit as Corey Mundy checks in, senior.
This is a homecoming from her. Corey's from the Kittery area. I'm sure her folks are up watching this.
23-22, Maine by one. Vermont can take the lead again. Lawson on Cassidy. Got it. Good move. Good move. Alex Lawson was injured the first two times these two teams met. She is not injured today. She has 6 and is one of the reasons that Vermont has the lead. 24-23. A very unfamiliar position for this Maine team. Cassidy works, can't get it to go. McCormick tries to track it down, and Vermont has it. The Catamounts can increase the lead. Monday. Into Lawson. Over Cassidy. Too hard. Rebounded. Lawson gets it back. Left hand no good. Cassidy the rebound, and she is fouled by Lawson.
Good action underneath that time between Cassidy and Lawson. That's going to be a tough matchup today. That's going to really be a key. As we said, Alex Lawson, injured the first 2 times they played, really hasn't challenged Maine's defense. And you can see in the first half, she is not intimidated by Maine's size inside. She's going to take it to the basket.
It seems like the Black Bears on offense haven't gotten into a rhythm yet. They seem to be a little herky-jerky, and each time down the floor, Vermont's defense really causing problems for Maine. They haven't been into the rhythm that we've seen them be in, at least on Wednesday and Sunday, where they rolled out to early leads and the game was over.
And you've got to credit Vermont's defense for that. They have done a tremendous job. Steph Guidi mentioned during the pregame that Vermont is very scrappy, and they are going to come at you with everything that they have. They're not afraid of the physical play, and you can see that they've been banging bodies in this first half.
Vermont is ranked first or second in 7 of the 10 categories in America East in the conference. So they are one of the toughest teams in the league, of course, with Maine. Both teams 21-7. Orono had great position inside, but just went up too strong. And now at the other end, off the glass, it's out by Cronin, in by Lawson. Alex Lawson has 8 points and 3 rebounds. And it's a 26-25 Vermont lead. Blodgett thought about driving, goes into traffic. It's taken away by Monday, and Cindy Blodgett has just picked up her 3rd foul. A frustration foul at that, and Maine is silent. The crowd has become silent. They realize that Cindy has 3 fouls and is now out of the game.
Maine is doing a lot of standing around right now offensively, and Corey Monday, great hands that time, creating something, making something happen, and that is a big basket by Cronin.
Kate Cronin buries the 3. The Vermont fans are on their feet while the other 5,000 Maine fans sit. Vermont has its biggest lead of the day at 4 and looking to increase it. Cross court is Monday. Just does stay in bounds. Inside to Zorno, but Danes takes it away. Vachon behind the back. Spins, and Lawson gets a piece of the ball and a Vachon, but I believe the foul will be called against Monday.
Lawson pleading the case there.
Stacy Perini checks in for Jamie Cassidy, and with Blodgett on the bench, someone will have to take over.
Well, I think you have the person at the line right now who can do that for Maine. Amy Vachon, used to playing in pressure games. Coney High School, won a bunch of state championships and in quite a few finals as well. She's felt this pressure before, and she is another one of those fabulous freshmen.
Maine is shooting 41% from the floor, but Vermont is shooting 55% from the floor. What a start for the Catamounts. Vachon misses the shot, rebounded by Vermont. 29-26, Catamounts lead. 3-pointers have been doing it for Vermont. They shoot 35% as a team from beyond the arc. That's tops in the league, and there's another one.
They are bringing rain.
Lori Taylor is up to 8, and Vermont's lead grows. Carver to Perini, down to Katie Clark. The freshman battles, and the foul. But they're calling a travel. Too much spinning by Clark. Maine is in trouble. 32-26, the Catamounts have the lead, and the Alfond crowd is silent.
Because of Maine's weather and terrain, the most practical family vehicle should have 4-wheel drive, 4-wheel anti-lock brakes, and airbags for safety. It should have 6-passenger seating to be able to cart the kids. It should be able to haul a load of wood or a trailer, and it should be able to get you to camp or your favorite fishing spot. At Darling's Auto Mall, we sell Maine's most practical family vehicle, the GMC Club Coupe and Jeep's Cherokee and Grand Cherokee. So come in and compare the price, the place, and the people.
When the high school basketball season comes to an end and things get back to normal, there will probably be a lot of work to catch up on, like that special building project you've been trying to get to. Well, the people at Hammond Lumber Company are ready to work with you to make sure you have all the tools and materials you'll ever need, plus free estimating and free delivery, too. So when you're ready to start building your building team, talk with the people at Hammond Lumber.
Hello? Oh, you're calling from your car. What?
Car running a little rough? Put a Tiger in your tank.
Weber Energy Fuels and Exxon, teammates since 1935, are proud sponsors of this year's America East Women's Basketball Championship Tournament. Good luck to all, and remember, put a Tiger in your tank.
Vermont is on a 14-6 run in the last 5 minutes, and Alex Lawson is a big reason why.
We're going to take a look at the room that Alex Lawson had underneath. There was not a Maine jersey around her. Maine has got to put a body on her, start doing those little things, boxing out, number one, because Alex Lawson, you can't let her loose in the paint.
We talked about the crowd being a factor. They're trying to make some noise to inspire their team. Right now, Maine in a very unfamiliar position, trailing at home. Cross-court pass gets through. Cronin drives, gets it to Lawson, in and out. And here come the Black Bears, 3-on-2, Carver. Slows it down, back up top to Vachon. And Amy tried to force it into Perini. It's taken away by Karina Zorno. Holly Harris, now up top to Cronin. Taylor has had the hot hand, as has Lawson. And we're going to have steps on Lawson. Travel called. 9 turnovers by Vermont, 8 turnovers by Maine, and a 6-point Vermont lead. Cindy Blodgett, in case you're just joining us, on the bench with 3 fouls. Carver goes up high, and the foul! What a vertical leap by Sandy Carver.
And she gets up so quickly. You can see there's that quick first step. She stops and elevates. And there's no way that any Vermont player is going to even come close to blocking that shot because she gets so high.
The junior from Beals, Maine, has a chance to cut Vermont's lead to 3. So many successful years in both basketball and softball and pretty much anything she wanted to do. Sandy Carver, your basic all-around athlete. She is rock solid and cuts Vermont's lead to 3. The Black Bears will most likely have to do this without Cindy Blodgett for the rest of this first half. Be surprised if we see her again with 3 fouls. Katie Clark almost causes the turnover. Instead, Vermont recovers. Now the crowd making some noise. Cronin to Taylor. Harris is open baseline, has to get it back up to Taylor. Harris again, drives baseline. Cassidy rejects it.
Big block that time by Cassidy.
And Carver at the other end. And the foul! Sandy Carver says, give me the ball, I'll take it from here.
Sandy Carver has his main crowd on their feet, and Vermont is calling the 20-second timeout.
20-second timeout from Pam Borton, and the first person off the bench to give Carver a hug was Cindy Blodgett. What a transition that was for Maine.
Great block that time by Cassidy. Carver right there. You're gonna see Sandy just push the ball up the floor. She says, hey, my team's in trouble. I'm gonna take it to the hoop. Great strong move, and again elevates and gets the big hug at the end.
32-31, Maine on a 5-0 run.
You can feel the momentum right now starting to shift. And the momentum is shifting for Maine with Cindy Blodgett on the bench. That's a good sign for Maine.
Carver hits the free throw, and we're tied again at 32. Defense being chanted by the 5,000 plus at Alfond. What will Vermont counter with? Taylor to Church. Church. Travel. Another turnover by Vermont. The Catamounts have 10. Maine can grab the lead back. Vashon to Carver. She'll go baseline again and hit again. The Maine bench is on its feet, jumping up and down. Sandy Carver is putting on a show.
And Vermont saying, where'd she come from?
So many weapons. And back at the other end, Church answered the freshman. 34-34. Cassidy.
Tough move by Jamie Cassidy inside.
She was so far out. She wasn't anything. She was barely in the paint. That was a big move from a big girl.
That's right. That was a big-time turnaround jump shot. You can see her posting up pretty far outside, but she's got that turnaround jump shot down to a science. And that time, it didn't look like a whole lot of contact, but enough to draw the foul and finish the shot.
Cassidy missed the free throw, so Maine leads it by 2. Again, all of this coming with Cindy Blodgett on the bench. She has 3 fouls. Church will go to the free throw line as Jamie Cassidy got a piece of it.
Vermont's offense is doing a great job spreading that Maine zone. You can see that they're so spread out that they're able to get those skip passes. Maine forgets about that person down on the baseline side. We've seen Church a couple of times today sneak in on that weak side, and Vermont's found her open.
Stacey Perini is back in, as is Gabrielle Deschamps. So Perini and Cassidy in together. 36-35. It has been back and forth from the beginning. Each team making runs and then the other team answering. And we're knotted up again. 36-36. Vachon to Deschamps. Now Amy gets it back up top. Carver's had the hot hand, gets the nice entry pass to Perini, back out to Deschamps, and now Vachon for three. Too strong, lost out of bounds. Vermont will have it. The intensity in the air, every possession, you can feel it.
Look at how spread out Maine's zone is with Vermont. They have a gap at the high post. They have a gap on the weak side.
Church dragged the pivot foot and traveled.
A lot of unforced turnovers right now by Vermont. There's 11 already in this first half.
Perini gets it into Gabby Deschamps. And now Amy Vachon will set it up.
Look at Perini posting inside.
Oh, bad pass, knocked away by Church. She'll go the other way and miss the two. Too strong, but get her own rebound and get it to go.
Good hustle that time. Just a great job by Church to keep herself in bounds.
The Catamounts have the lead again, 38-36. And Cindy Blodgett will check back in with 3 fouls. Carver to the left.
And the foul. You have the feeling that Sandy Carver has put this Maine Black Bear team on her back?
Sandy Carver has 12 points. She's 5 of 5 from the floor. And 3 times she's had the basket and the foul.
She has such a quick first step. I've said this all year, but she gets by defenders in a flash, and there's just no way that they're able to catch themselves back up. She can stop, she can pop. That time we saw her take it strong to the basket and draw the foul.
Vachon checks out, 1 point, 4 turnovers, 2 assists. We're going to take a timeout. Maine leads it by 1, 39-38. It's been a great title game so far.
I started running one day. I don't really know why. Then one day I stopped and said, "Why run when you can drive?" Finding the right vehicle is tough. Some dealerships have low prices without dependable vehicles. And some dealerships have nice vehicles, but the prices will send a smart person running. I stopped running at Morrison's Used Vehicle Center in Ellsworth when I saw their dependability checklist.
Morrison's Used Vehicle Center, where the keys to dependability come to you.
If you or someone in your family is a victim of violent crime, you know how hard it is to start picking up the pieces. But your crime victim compensation program may be able to help. It can pay for medical expenses, counseling, lost wages, even funerals. Contact this program to learn more about financial assistance for victims. It's hard to put your life back together again. Your crime victim compensation program can help you get started.
This February on NBC, we shared some memorable moments. And coming in May, share the greatest voyage we've ever taken, Odyssey, and fight the greatest evil we've ever known, Invasion. Stay tuned to NBC, America's most watched network.
So far, it's been kind of scary for Maine, leading it by 1, 39-38, as Stephen King and his friends look on. Black Bears on a 13-6 run in the last 4 minutes. Rebound, 17 for Vermont, 11 for Maine. Alex Lawson, a big reason why the Catamounts lead in that category. She's out of the game right now. Cindy Blodgett is in, playing with 3 fouls. Very dangerous for Maine. Harris's three-pointer is no good. Blodgett had the ball, and it's knocked away by Taylor, so Maine will keep it. Here comes Blodgett, again, playing with 3 fouls. She'll have to be careful on both ends of the floor. Carver gets a pick from Perini. Couldn't get it to her. Cassidy tried, and it was taken away by Zorno. Cassidy tried to force it in there.
Vermont has great communication on those picks. Maine setting the pick. That defensive player is coming out and helping, what they call hedging, stepping up until that other defensive person from Vermont can recover.
DeShong had Blodgett ahead of the pack, but it was a little too strong. Cindy needs just 2 more points to break her own tournament record for most points in a tournament. If you're Vermont and you know Cindy has 3 fouls because they just came out of a timeout, do you specifically run plays at her to try to pick up number 4?
I don't think you do, because right now what Vermont is doing is working. Don't change a thing. Don't change what you're doing. If she happens to pick up that 4th foul, she happens to pick it up. But right now, Vermont should continue doing what they're doing.
Laurie Taylor misses the 3. And Maine will keep the ball as Carver knocks it off of Holly Harris out of bounds. DeShong comes out, and senior Kelly Stubbs checks in for the first time. 39-38, Maine hanging on to a 1-point lead. Blodgett. Now Stubbs looking for Cassidy. The Catamounts doing a wonderful job on defense. Stubbs, now Blodgett for 3. In and out, Carver's there, and couldn't get the short follow-up to go. Battle out of bounds, Vermont gets it.
Whew, she was wide open. Great rebound that time. I think she tried to shoot it before she had her balance, and she just didn't have enough legs to get it up there.
Under 2 minutes to play in the half, folks, and it's a 1-point game. For those of you not used to seeing Maine in a close game, we hope you're enjoying this one as much as you enjoy the 30 and 40-point blowouts. It is a great one to be watching.
Boy, Alex Lawson is putting on a clinic. Post moves inside.
Taylor has 5 assists. Lawson scores again. Vermont by 1. Back comes Maine. Perini gets the turnaround, and the Black Bears lead it by 1. It's like a heavyweight fight. One big punch answered by another. 9 points for Perini. Harris from the corner. Got it. Her foot was on the line, so it only counts for 2. But it gives Vermont the lead again. 42-41. Harris has 8. Blodgett almost lost it. Kept control. Now up top to Perini. Looking for Cassidy. Can't find her. Finds Carver instead. Carver to Perini. Through her hands. Stubbs is there. And Stubbs will go to the line.
Good composure that time by Maine. A lot of good passes. A lot of tips by Vermont. And Kelly Stubbs that time, a recipient of one of those tips. Took it in strong. Take a good look at her right here, taking it up against Lawson.
Blodgett and Cassidy have now checked out with 43.6 seconds to play. Coach Joanne Palumbo not wanting to take a chance that with under a minute to play in the half, Blodgett would pick up her 4th foul.
In this first half, both teams have done a good job offensively, having an inside-outside mix, and it's really been that. It's been Lawson inside and Taylor from the outside, Holly Harris from the outside, and for Maine, it's been Blodgett, Carver driving to the basket, and Cassidy and Perini down underneath.
And what confidence this start has to have for Vermont going into the half. Not just playing against Maine, the best team in the league, a team that has beaten them twice, and a team that has blown away everybody in this tournament. but in front of this crowd, and Vermont has been there every step of the way, and right now, with 43.6 seconds to go, they're tied.
I was talking with Corey Monday before the game, and I said, you know, Corey, what did Coach Gordon tell you to get you guys ready for this game? And I was like, you know, did she tell you have nothing to lose? And she said, yeah, something like that. So again, Vermont's coming in going, hey, we don't have anything to lose. We are in the better position here.
Maine by 1. Zorno. No. Perini. Rebound to Stubbs. Under 20 to play. Maine by 1. Will they go into the locker room with the lead? Stubbs drives. Loses it. Gets it back. And draws the foul. And Vermont can't believe that one. Karina Zorno thought she had all ball, but Stubbs made it happen and has a chance to hit some more free throws.
I think that time Kelly Stubbs found herself too far underneath and said, I'm putting this shot up, somebody found me. I think the grace of God was with her that time.
But Stubbs misses the first free throw. 13.1 seconds in the half. Maine shooting 79% from the charity stripe so far. That number will go up a little bit, and Maine has a 2-point lead, 44-42. 10 seconds to play in the half. Taylor to Harris. Harris misses, rebound Zorno, and that's how the first half will end. We started tied, and 20 minutes later, Maine leads by 2. Standing by with Vermont coach Pam Morton. Matt?
Thanks, Lee. Coach, you get your open shots. You got Cindy Blodgett in foul trouble. You happy with the first half?
Oh, very happy, except for a couple of things with our defense. We need to make some adjustments with at halftime, but I'm very pleased with our offense, and just a couple of adjustments we need to do defensively, and hopefully we'll have a good second half.
When you get into a game like this where you have 5,000 people watching you, do you love this game as a coach and as a team? Is this the kind of situation you want your kids to be in?
This is what women's basketball is all about. This is the total experience of college basketball, and it's great for our kids to be here experiencing this.
Okay, good luck in the second half, Coach. Thank you very much. Let's send it over to Coach Palumbo and Steph Guidi.
Thanks, Matt. Coach Palumbo, first 20 minutes is up. Vermont utilizing all their players, playing an inside and outside game. What do you plan for the second half?
Well, I certainly hope better defense. I'm not concerned about the offense. I think we're doing some nice things there, but defensively, we're just not really rotating like we need to do. So we need to improve our defense, and if we do that, it'll be a good second half for us.
Great. You got 20 minutes left for this championship to be yours. Hopefully you go out in the second half and work on that defense.
Yeah, it's all about defense and rebounding, and we have not controlled the board, so we need to do that in the second half.
All right, well, good luck in the second 20 minutes. Back to Lee.
All right, thank you very much. Maine leading it, but not by much, folks. 44-42. We've got lots of halftime festivities coming your way, so please stay with us.
Okay, here's another look. O'Connell gets out. Beautiful balance. She's got her card. Express pay. Exquisite swipe. She's gaining momentum. Reaching for the receipt. And yes, she sticks it! The judges know it! Unbelievable performance! Put a tiger in your tank.
Weber Energy Fuels and Exxon, teammates since 1935, are proud sponsors of this year's America East Women's Basketball Championship Tournament. Good luck to all, and remember, put a tiger in your tank.
It's just my love machine, and I won't drive nothing but my Ford. Yeah, baby. It's just my love machine. It's my love machine.
Ford Taurus. With features like these and a lease of only $229 a month, what's not to love? Get to your New England Ford dealer and fall in love today.
It's my love machine.
We all knew that Mother Nature wouldn't take the whole winter off. So when the biggest storm of the year hit, WLBZ News Center 2 was there for you.
Welcome back to this special Storm Center edition of the Morning Report.
The News Center team bundled up and went outside to bring you current road conditions and cancellations.
Again, it's kind of a wet, sticky snow.
Steve McKay and Kevin Mannix brought you the latest weather information. The original and still the best. Storm Center, only on News Center 2.
Throughout eastern, central, and northern Maine, people are making the difference. Hi, everyone. I'm News Center's Kimberly Brown.
And I'm Vince Bavacqua. People who give their time, talent, and resources are the heroes of our area.
WLBZ2 recognizes the importance of volunteerism and altruism. It's the foundation on which we build and strengthen our communities.
That's why we're beginning a new station campaign called People Make the Difference. We hope you'll join us.
And together we can build a better future for all to enjoy.
That is not a misprint, folks. It's 44-42. Maine leads it by 2, and what Maine fans are used to is not happening today. The Black Bears are in a great one in the title game of the America East Tournament. I am joined during halftime by Chris Monash, who is the soon-to-be commissioner of the America East Conference, taking over for Stu Haskell, who will be leaving at the end of this year. And first of all, let's start with this game. Wow, I mean, this really is what it's all about, I guess, huh?
Just a great game, a great atmosphere here, and it's 2 nights in a row now with the men's championship last night, the women's championship here tonight, sellouts, great competition, and that's what it's all about.
As commissioner of the America East, you've seen, as soon-to-be commissioner, you've seen what this league has done in the years past. What improvements are you hoping to make during your reign?
Well, I think there's great strength in this league. Obviously, great academic institutions, terrific athletic programs, and we want to promote them better, market them better, improve on our television package that we started this year, because the country should know about the schools in America East, so we're very excited about it.
Your office right now is in Orono, but you will be moving that to Boston. Is that correct?
We'll be moving to Boston late spring. Want to take advantage of certainly being in one of the major eastern markets, and it's centrally located for most of our schools, and hopefully it'll help us in our efforts to market and sponsor the conference.
When you see a crowd like this and an atmosphere like this for basketball, don't you wish you could spread a little bit of this around to all the rest of the teams in the conference so that everyone could experience this, whether they're home or here?
Well, it's certainly something we want to build toward. There are many schools in the conference that for different sports have done very well. Some in men's basketball, some in ice hockey, some in women's basketball. So hopefully as the programs get stronger, we'll see more of this around the conference.
The NCAA tournament coming up, one of these teams, Maine or Vermont, will get to go to it. How important would a win in that NCAA tournament be for this conference?
It'd be very important. It would help the coaches in recruiting. How you do postseason, how many teams you send, how many rounds you go, has a lot to do with the perception of the league. And when young men and women are making decisions on where they want to play their careers, how far schools can go in the NCAA tournament is a big part of that decision.
All right, Chris Monash, Commissioner of the America East, thank you very much for joining us during halftime. Maine leads it by 2. We've got lots more halftime festivities coming your way, so please stay with us.
Morrison Chevy Geo and Lincoln Chevy Olds Geo want to make your money count with financing as low as 4.8% APR and up to $2,400 in rebates on selected models. What better way to make your money count? What better place to make your money count than Morrison Chevy Geo and Lincoln Chevy Olds Geo? Our huge selection will make you smile, and our financing will leave your wallet absolutely giddy.
And Lincoln, Chevy Olds Geo and Lincoln.
And Morrison Chevy Geo and Ellsworth. Get the keys that'll make your money count before they melt away.
Life doesn't stop because of a little snow. You can't stay cooped up. So we cope. I drive a little slower, I pack a few extra mittens, and I always carry a Motorola cellular phone. Hey, around here, you never throw caution to the wind. Hi. Who are you going to trust?
Trust your family's safety and security to Motorola and cellular service from Unicell, the official cellular service of the Maine Black Bears.
But to be on television is perfect for us because it lets the customer see what we're all about, some of the work that we actually do. So we decided to give WLBZ a try, and we're very glad we did. Although I'm not able to buy a large schedule on Channel 2, I'm finding that even on a very limited basis, I can generate wonderful results, and that's the most important thing.
A woman's chance of developing breast or cervical cancer increases the older she gets. The good news is when these cancers are detected early, there are more treatment options. The Bangor Brewer YWCA and Eastern Maine Medical Center have created Caring Connections. It offers free information about exams and screening tests that help women live longer, healthier lives. And if you're over age 50 and you qualify, screening mammography, pap tests, and related procedures are free. For more information, call 941-2808.
Seinfeld, 6 nights a week at 7:30 here on Channel 2.
We are back at Alfond Arena where Maine leads at 44-42 at the half. Stephanie Guidi joins me, as does Rachel Bouchard. And wow, what a first half that was. I'm not sure that in our pregame show, if we had said it would be just a 2-point Maine lead at the half, anybody would have believed us.
I think Steph would have. I would have.
You're not surprised by what we're seeing?
No, I don't think so. I think Vermont definitely remembers last year, remembers the 30-point loss here at the Alfond in the championship game, and I think that they came in ready. They had nothing to lose. And, you know, nobody expects them to win, so they have nothing to lose, so they're just going out there with no fear.
You have been the victim, or I should say participant, in Coach Palumbo halftime speeches. How are the walls holding up in their locker room right now?
Geez, I don't know, but I wouldn't want to be there right now. I'll tell you that much. I bet she's gonna talk a lot about defense and rebounding. I think a lot more on ball pressure, a lot more on the rebounding end, and just getting in their face. I think she sees probably a little lackluster defense out there, and I think she's going to get on them for that.
Is Maine playing poorly, or is Vermont playing very well?
I think that Vermont is playing very well. They're doing a lot of little things that we talked about earlier in the tournament that the other teams weren't. They're doing a good job boxing out. They're keeping the 6'4" post players of Maine in check for the time being. They're also doing a very good job of playing defense, and Vermont is used to this kind of crowd. You know, they have very big crowds in Vermont as well, so I don't think this atmosphere really bothers them, and they came in obviously ready to play.
All right, we'll take a look at some of the highlights from the first half and take a look at how Maine has built and hung on to a 2-point lead. Cindy Blodgett has played most of the half in foul trouble. In fact, she missed most of the half, playing with 3 fouls, and that could certainly be a factor in the second half. You'll see the third foul here right after the turnover. She grabbed Corey Monday, and that was turnover foul number 3. But then Sandy Carver said, "Who's getting on my back? Because I'm going for a ride."
Sandy Carver turned it up on the tail end of the first half. She carried Maine and gave them this 2-point lead.
How much of importance will it be, Cindy's foul trouble, playing with 3 fouls? She really has to be careful now on both ends of the floor to not pick up number 4 too soon into the second half.
Well, I think it was really brave of Coach Palumbo to put her back in. I thought that was a brave move on her part. Russ and I were talking about that. We said, Russ, as being a coach, she would never have put, her star player back in with 3 fouls with 4 minutes left in the half. But I think Cindy's going to overcome that. I think she'll forget about the first half, forget about the officiating, go out in the second half. There's a championship on the line here, and she knows that. And she knows what she needs to do to get that championship.
What a first half from Alex Lawson. We said it in the pregame show. We knew she would be a factor, and the senior has really done a heck of a job this afternoon. Inside over Perini. She's done it all.
She has really done a good job down inside. Also, defensively, she's played a very strong game. We're going to see here Church out on the fast break. Great hustle. I think she knew as soon as she went up with the shot, oh my God, that one is not going in.
So we talked about defense, and Maine will try and step that up in the second half. The second half is getting closer, and Maine leads it by 2. We're going to take a break and come back with more. Black Bears hanging on in the championship game by a couple.
Are you spending too much time and money at the pumps? Try a fuel-efficient Honda Civic from Darlings, starting with the thrifty yet sporty 2-door Civic HX. The 3-door CX hatchback is affordable and efficient. Check out the roomy interior of the DX 4-door sedan, a great value in a fuel-efficient sedan. Driving a Honda is more affordable than ever. Lease a new Civic 4-door for only $151 per month. See the complete line of Hondas at Darlings Honda. In the long run, it doesn't cost any more to drive a Honda.
Sounds like someone forgot to fill up with Exxon 93 Supreme. Put a tiger in your tank.
Weber Energy Fuels and Exxon, teammates since 1935, are proud sponsors of this year's America East Women's Basketball Championship Tournament. Good luck to all, and remember, put a tiger in your tank. Start your day off right with breakfast in Brewer at the Coach House. Our bakers are here before dawn to make sure everything is fresh and ready. All of the old-fashioned favorites like French toast, sausage, gravy, and biscuits, pancakes, and the big breakfast. Breakfast in Brewer at the Coach House. Same friendly service, same low price. Serving breakfast from 6 to 11:30 a.m. and till noon on weekends.
Brewer means business.
At WLBZ News Center 2, we know the big story of the day can happen anytime, anywhere.
We have a breaking story to tell you about. There has been a shooting in Brewer. The big story is what your neighbors are talking about. It's information you need to know.
Only News Center 2 has the commitment, the resources, and the experience to bring the big story home to you.
If it's live, local, and late breaking.
If it's the big story of the day, you'll see it right here on WLBZ News Center 2.
We are back at Alfond Arena. Maine leading at 44-42. 20 minutes remain until one of these teams will guarantee themselves a trip to the NCAA tournament. And you see the Black Bears coming out of the locker room, getting ready to take the floor for the second half.
And I'm sure Coach Palumbo had some words of wisdom for them in that locker room during halftime.
I don't know if they were words of wisdom, but I'm sure there were lots of words coming out. Sandy Carver, you see her there. What a great half she had. Spark plugging this team when they needed her. 13 points, 5 of 6 from the floor. With Cindy Blodgett on the bench, the other junior on the team, Carver, took over. First half stats. Field goal percentage almost even. Free throw percentage in Vermont's favor. Turnovers even. Rebounds almost even. Three-point field goals almost even. The game almost even. 44-42 Maine. Leading scorers, Alex Lawson with 10, Holly Harris 8, Laurie Taylor 8, and Carolyn Church 8. For Maine, Carver leads the way. Blodgett, who again played most of the half on the bench because of foul trouble, has 10. Perini 9 and Jamie Cassidy 6. The fans are fired up. The team is fired up. Will they be able to come through? 20 minutes of game time will tell the story, or maybe more.
And this is, like we said before, what it all comes down to. This is the final 20 minutes for all the enchiladas, I guess.
I would imagine the beginning of this half, if one team goes out on a run, could be very important. How these teams start the second half after they've made the adjustments. The starting 5 on the floor for Maine, and quickly a turnover. Carver, too much mustard on the pass to Blodgett. She couldn't handle it.
Yeah, I think Blodgett was cutting the other way, and that time just couldn't get her feet back in time to catch that pass.
Nobody in foul trouble for Vermont. Vashon almost had the steal. Lawson out to Church. Up to Cronin. Now Lawson gets the step on Perini and hits. Alex Lawson right around Stacy Perini for 2, picking up where she left off. And we're tied again.
You can see Lawson feels comfortable either playing with her back to the basket or facing the basket. That time she did a nice little ball fake, got around Perini and drove right to the basket.
Blodgett stops, pops, and hits. Maine by 2. Laurie Taylor up top, back into Lawson again. She'll turn, throw up the left-handed shot, no good. Zornin is there. Perini blocks it.
Good defensive stand that time by Maine. Great defense against Lawson. And Perini comes up with the block.
Blodgett behind the back at the free throw line. Now she'll pull it back out. Finds Vashon. Into Daines. Daines at the free throw line, dumps it for Perini. And Perini can't believe she wasn't fouled.
Took a little bit of time that time putting that shot up. Gave Laurie Taylor an opportunity to come in and block her from behind.
You see the record for Blodgett, smashing her record from last year. Most points in a tournament. Just another one on the list of records that Cindy Blodgett has set this tournament. Blodgett to Vachon. She'll drive, and in and out it goes. Rebound, Lawson. Nice drive by Vachon, but she couldn't finish the job.
It's the first time I think in this tournament we've heard Maine shot clock actually being counted down. That was at 5 when Vachon took the shot.
Vermont doing to Maine what Maine usually does to other opponents as far as defense goes. Woo! Kate Cronin buries the shot and is all smiles on her way back down court. Would not it again at 46. Blodgett to Vachon. On the corner to Carver. Carver lost the handle and away from the ball. 3 seconds against Maine. Jamie Cassidy and Katie Clark are coming in for the Black Bears. Stacy Perini and Amy Vachon are sitting. That cheer you're hearing is from the Vermont fans, trying to spark their team on. And Sandy Carver is called for the foul, running over Carolyn Church, who is setting a pick. I'm not sure Carver even saw her, but ran right over.
Lucky both players walked away from that one.
First foul on Carver. The only player in foul trouble on either team is Blodgett. Loose ball, and Taylor couldn't pick it up. Carver goes diving for it, and it's a backcourt violation against Vermont. All Laurie Taylor had to do was pick up the ball. She just couldn't get a handle on it. There was no one near at the time. Watch Carver. Just thought she was sliding into home plate. She forgot softball's over.
Hasn't started yet. Softball hasn't started yet.
I meant last year.
Oh, of course.
Blodgett called for the travel.
Vermont doing a very good job cutting off the baseline side. Every time Maine drives, Carver actually has had some luck down there on that baseline side, but so far the second half, it seems that the adjustments that Vermont made defensively have worked.
The crowd just a big sigh there as Blodgett reached in. Now they're going to get Clara Gaines for that one, but right before that, Blodgett reached in and almost picked up her 4th foul in the crowd, a collective sigh.
Yeah, that's when Clara Danes goes, nope, that would be me. 1-0, not 1-4.
Everyone on that team was volunteering to take that foul. Lawson underneath alone and the foul, and a breakdown defensively there because no one was near Alex Lawson. It was like a layup drill.
And when she caught that, again, she was surprised that there was no one around her. Take a look at it here. Lawson cutting through the lane. There was no help in that backside of the zone, and you can see Katie Clark going, hey, what happened?
Coach Palumbo wanted to take a timeout right there, but her assistant coach, Jody Benner, let her realize that she'll get a TV timeout in 46 seconds, so why waste one? But she is not happy on the sideline. Crowd trying to make some noise. Blodgett almost loses it, throws it up in traffic. Out of nowhere, Cindy Blodgett. Watch the hang time.
That's right. She's lucky that she did not get an offensive foul called on that one. A lot of Vermont players that she jumped into.
This is the first free throw attempt of the day for Blodgett, and she hits, and that ties the game. 49-49. Second half, right where they left off in the first. Back and forth, folks. It's been this way since the beginning. If you're just joining us, take your shoes off and sit down for a while. This is going to be a good finish. Lawson turns it over. Katie Clark with it. Carver's ahead of the pack, and Blodgett finds her. Woo!
Hello.
Kate Cronin gets back to knock the ball out of bounds and almost run over Steve Vachon, our cameraman.
He was ducking on that play. Great hustle by Cronin that time down the floor. Good hands here by Katie Clark. Maine turns, starts their fast break. Good look by Blodgett. You're going to see her come from nowhere. Great timing.
Kate Cronin and Steve Michon. Nice to meet you.
Getting to know each other down there.
While we were in replay, another foul away from the ball. Maine will go to the line. Katie Clark. We're still tied at 49. And Clark puts Maine back in front. Here's the play Clark was fouled on from behind as she was taking the shot. Clark hits the boat. Maine's lead is 51-49. Laurie Taylor will go left, looking to find Lawson. She's fronted well by Danes. Zornow inside. Clark almost takes it away and causes another turnover. And Katie Clark is making it happen on defense. Blodgett will drive. Dish to Danes. Too strong. Clark is there. And Katie Clark gets two more. Katie Clark earned those 2 points, getting it done on both ends of the floor. Maine leads it by 4.
Maine has had so many players step up today. Sandy Carver in the first half, and now we're seeing Katie Clark.
Kate Cronin's shot goes over the backboard, and we're going to have a timeout. The fans at Alfond come to their feet. 53-49 Maine.
Morrison Chevy Geo and Lincoln Chevy Olds Geo want to make your money count with financing as low as 4.8% APR and up to $2,400 in rebates on selected models. What better way to make your money count? What better place to make your money count than Morrison Chevy Geo and Lincoln Chevy Olds Geo? Our huge selection will make you smile, and our financing will leave your wallet absolutely giddy.
And Lincoln, Chevy Olds Geo and Lincoln.
And Morrison Chevy Geo in Ellsworth. Get the keys that'll make your money count before they melt away.
Tried newspaper and everything else, and everybody that came in the showroom, we would ask, how did you happen to hear of this? And it was always the sign on the front of the building, until we tried TV, and then it was just, it was amazing the difference that it made in showroom traffic. It's just a very easy relationship, and it doesn't take a lot of my time, which is great.
You're scheduled to get your new service hooked up. It's my job to get things ready, so you get connected on time. Truth is, we've always tried to meet your deadlines. But now, with CMP's customer service guarantee, you've got our word on it. And it's in writing. People depend on me here at CMP, and you can too.
All year long, we've talked about the freshman on Maine's team making the difference. Katie Clark proving that point here.
Clark doing it on both ends of the floor here, defensively getting quick hands, knocking that ball away. Coming down on the offensive end of the floor in great rebounding position. She controls her body, goes up strong for a good shot. Clark has 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals, and only 1 foul.
Maine leads at 53-49. You see the Black Bears have gone on a 7-0 run. Answering Vermont. It has been back and forth all day. Cassidy underneath, and she'll go to the line. Fouled by Church. Carolyn Church giving up 4 inches to Jamie Cassidy, and the 2 freshmen did battle. Cassidy won that one.
That's right, that time just good position by Cassidy. Vermont slid over, and Cassidy just went up strong and took a couple players up with her.
Jamie Cassidy at the free throw line, where she is very comfortable, shooting 77%. Maine has taken 19, make that now 20 free throws. Vermont only 8. And there's the spark plug. Sandy Carver with the rebound and 2 more, and Maine's lead is now 7. Carver has 15. Lawson tries to answer, can't. Rebounded, big rebound by Kate Cronin. Taylor
that's evolved through this game is Cassidy and Church down underneath. And as we were saying before, Church, she's a 6-foot guard, and she's looks like she has the responsibility of guarding 6'4" Cassidy underneath.
I guarantee you she had a lot of post experience in high school.
I bet you're right.
In and out goes the free throw, rebounded by Vermont. Great hustle by Kate Cronin to save that one for the Catamounts. 58-51. Cronin loses it. Cassidy gets it. Pinball we go, and Daines comes down with it. Ooh. And almost a carry there by Daines. Benefit of the doubt call, I think.
Home court advantage call.
Carver thought about the three, and now looks for help. Has Cassidy, and Lawson reached around. Cassidy to knock it away. Alex Lawson now has 3 fouls.
Cassidy does such a good job posting up. It makes it very difficult. She gets low, she gets wide. It makes it difficult for Lawson to get around her defensively.
Karina Zorno in for Holly Harris right there, number 3, checking out. On the inbounds pass, it's Blodgett, too strong. She tried the off the back of the player play again, like Wednesday night, but for the second night in a row, didn't work. 58-51, Maine by 7. Church, Cassidy wins this battle, and Church with a frustration foul after. And Pam Borton wants to talk to her freshman.
We'll take another look at that here. Again, you see Church cutting through the lane. Cassidy let her go, waited to go up with that shot, won that battle. I'm sure there's going to be another battle to come, though. Something tells me.
Perini is in, as is Amy Vachon. Blodgett is open down low, quickly guarded by Cronin. Vachon tried to dump it for Perini, back up top to Blodgett with a foot on the line. Got
it. Great ball movement that time.
Blodgett has 20. Maine's lead is 9. Vermont needs to answer. They can't let this run get too big or it'll get out of control. And there may not be any getting back for the Catamounts if they don't stick with them here. Church answers. What an impressive game she's putting on. 12 points. Katie Clark on the baseline is fouled hard or is fouled hard. Player control violation against Katie Clark.
It's a great take by Zorno that time. Stood right in, saw Katie Clark coming. Held her ground.
Just 2 fouls on Clark, but she will check out, and Kelly Stubbs is in.
Some quality minutes from Katie Clark there.
Great shot with the steal, and blocked at the other end by Cronin. No foul.
This is just end-to-end action. Don't go anywhere to your refrigerator or anything, because you're going to miss something.
Blodgett down low, spins, glass it in. 21. 62-53, Maine by 9. Blodgett doing a nice job to stay out of foul trouble. She had 3 10 minutes into the game. She hasn't picked up another one since. The chant of defense by the crowd. Church from the baseline. No, rebound Perini. Stubbs to Blodgett. Watch the 3. Front of the rim, no good. And a foul away from the play. Kelly Stubbs drew it. Laurie Taylor committed it. 62-53, Maine by 9, and they'll get the ball. But first, we're going to take a timeout. The Black Bears' biggest lead is now.
Hello? Oh, you're calling from your car. What?
Car running a little rough? Put a Tiger in your tank.
Weber Energy Fuels and Exxon, teammates since 1935, are proud sponsors of this year's America East Women's Basketball Championship Tournament. Good luck to all, and remember, put a Tiger in your tank.
Because of Maine's weather and terrain, the most practical family vehicle should have four-wheel drive, four-wheel anti-lock brakes, and airbags for safety. It should have 6 passenger seating to be able to cart the kids. It should be able to haul a load of wood or a trailer, and it should be able to get you to camp or your favorite fishing spot. At Darling's Auto Mall, we sell Maine's most practical family vehicle, the GMC Club Coupe and Jeeps Cherokee and Grand Cherokee. So come in and compare the price, the place, and the people.
Wish my company had this much capital. Small business wins again.
My VPs have finally proposed a new health plan.
HMO, PPO, traditional.
All of the above, thank you.
Nilecare, right?
How'd you guess?
All those choices? Gotta be Nilecare.
But Nilecare's part of New York Life. Your company's so...
So small, Gertrude? With Nilecare, it's a brand new game, Gert.
Nilecare Health Plans of Maine, the card of choice.
Back at Alfond Arena, Maine leading at 62-53.
Cindy Blodgett picking up where she left off in the last couple of games. Good ball movement that time. Put on the line, only a 2-pointer. So she decides maybe I'll get a little closer to the basket. She used her body very well that time inside, shielded that defensive player. Got a good shot off.
11 minutes and 50 seconds of game time separates one of these teams from a trip to the NCAA tournament. If it's Maine, it'll be the 3rd year in a row. And we have a problem at the scorer's table. Sandy Carver seems to be the object of the discussion as you see her sitting there waiting to check in. And apparently we're all set. 62-53, Maine by 9. Vashon looking for help, finds Cassidy. She's got great position, but went up too strong with it. Taylor tries to force it ahead to Lawson, and Lawson traveled. She was too far under the basket anyway. I'm not sure that would have mattered.
Good hands by Lawson just to catch up with that one.
That pass was way ahead. Stubbs is out and Sandy Carver is in, and Carver has been quite the spark plug for Maine today. 15 points, 3 rebounds, 6 of 8 from the floor. And she came through with a 8-point run right at the time that Cindy Blodgett hit the bench, and Maine was desperate for scoring help.
We've said all along, all year, that the other Maine players had to step up, and we've seen in this game how talented this Maine team really is.
Another turnover by the Black Bears as Perini was looking for Cassidy, but at the other end, Vermont gives it back. Took a good break there for Maine. It looked like Stacey Perini got a piece of that ball before it went out of bounds, but Maine will keep it.
Good job by Stacey just to go, I think I'll go down the other end of the floor.
Trying to fake that one a little bit. Blodgett's on the baseline, wide open, in and out. Rebound Lawson. She has 7 of those.
Still plenty of time left in this ball game.
Backdoor cut by Church, and a nice one at that, but she traveled.
Pass a little bit too far out in front of her, and another one of those passes where they were just fortunate to get their hands on it.
This has been one heck of a ball game from the get-go. Back and forth, Vermont has had the lead, Maine has had the lead. They just keep trading big blows. Right now, Maine is there. 62-53. Vashon to Perini.
Nice look by Amy Vashon. Found Perini down underneath.
64-53. Biggest lead in the game for the Black Bears. 11. Harris tries to answer. Cassidy another block. Maine's coming 1-on-4. Blodgett will keep. 2 more for Cindy Blodgett. Dallas.
It's just my love machine, and I won't drive nothing but my Ford. Yeah, baby. It's just my love machine. It's my love machine.
Ford Escort. With features like these and a lease of only $184 a month, what's not to love? Get to your New England Ford dealer and fall in love today.
It's my love machine. Yeah.
Fact. Each week, more people in Maine get their news from News Center than any other television news organization in the state. Fact. When bad weather hits, 3 times as many of your friends and neighbors watch Storm Center than the other 2 stations' programs combined. Fact. News Center 2 brings you more hours of local news each day than our competition does combined. The facts are clear. Live, local, late breaking. This is WLBZ News Center 2.
Remember the fun of last year's Soapbox Derby? Kids from all over eastern Maine racing down State Street and Brewer, speeding toward the checkered flag. Remember how you thought, wow, I'd like to do that? Well, here's your chance. WLBZ2 is proud to once again be the sponsor of the Eastern Maine Soapbox Derby. We have the car kit, but we need you to build it, drive it, and represent Channel 2 on Derby Day. Our Derby contest is underway. Don't delay. Call us 942-4821. We'll send you the complete details and an application form. Contest deadline is March 27th.
We are back at Alfond Arena. Jamie Cassidy with 3 blocks and 5 rebounds, getting it done defensively, and Cindy Blodgett, the beneficiary on the other end.
And take a look here. Cronin, unfortunately, does not know what Cindy Blodgett is going to do. You can see her backing up, backing up. The thing about Cindy Blodgett, if you back up too much, she's going to take that jump shot, bury it in your face.
6 minutes ago, this game was tied at 49. Maine has gone on a 17-4 run and now leads it by 13. Lawson can't answer. Perini only had to battle Cassidy for that rebound. 28-26, Maine has grabbed the rebounding end. Turnover Maine, Harris, pestered by Vachon and a foul. We talked during halftime that Coach Joanne Palumbo was probably going to stress defense and rebounding at the half. It has certainly worked so far, especially the rebounding.
Maine has done a much better job containing Vermont down underneath. We've seen that Lawson hasn't been as effective in the second half with her offensive rebounding, and that's attributable to Maine's tightening down on the rebounding.
Holly Harris hits the short jump shot, 66-55. Vachon, Katie Clark wide open and missed. Almost got it back. I think Katie Clark was like shooting practice. The only people up there were her and Jamie Cassidy, but the shot did not fall. So Maine leads by 11. 9 minutes in this title game. Cronin hits for 2. Kate Cronin, 66-57, Maine. Blodgett to Vachon, into Cassidy. She's got position on Lawson. Lawson gets help. Cassidy makes it anyway. Big time move from the freshman. Cassidy has 9. Cronin drives on Clark and is fouled by her.
You can see Vermont really is still in this ballgame. They are still fighting. Offensively, their offense is still running very well. But again, they have a lot of those unforced turnovers, and their shots aren't falling. And as we mentioned before, rebounding, Maine is now controlling the boards, and Vermont really has been limited to 1 shot on offense.
Danes, Carver, Cassidy, Vachon, and Blodgett on the floor. Blodgett has been playing with 3 fouls since about 10 minutes into this ball game. Hasn't picked up the 4th yet. You see the numbers on Kate Cronin. She hits the second free throw. Just a junior, 68-59. Maine's lead is 9. Vachon gets around trouble. Still trying to fend off Shannon Burke. Delivers the pass to Daines. Daines backs in and scores. Clara Daines had Alex Lawson in her way, but didn't seem to mind too much. Just kind of gave her a little nudge, and Maine's lead is back to 11. Daines tried to take it from Lawson. Lawson hit the ball well, but missed the shot. Here we go. Here come the Black Bears. Vachon, who's she going to give it to? Daines spins, but traveled.
Good look that time. It was a good run by Vachon and Daines.
.11 game. 7:40 to play. Baseline move, and now stolen away. Shannon Burke with the turnover. Here comes Blodgett. She'll stop for 3. Timeout, Vermont. Ovation, Maine. Blodgett has 26. The Black Bears lead it by 14.
We have 50-50 drawing. The other 50-50 tickets. The amount tonight is $2,150.
Defense getting it done by the Black Bears. Carver with the turnover. And Blodgett doing what she does best, pretending she's going to pass, had no intentions of giving that ball up, Rachel.
We saw Cronin at the other end that time. Really didn't see or understand where Blodgett was going. She was so effective at making that move towards you and doing that little step back and pulling up and putting that jumper right in your face.
Today's attendance just short of a record, 5,438. Not counting the millions watching at home on the Maine broadcasting system. Maybe just short of millions.
Just shy, just a little bit. Good look.
Lawson wide open as the Catamounts did a great job of breaking Maine's pressure there. And still hanging around, 73-61.
Vermont got that ball in the middle of the zone that time, their full court pressure, and puts the ball down the floor.
Blodgett couldn't get it to go, couldn't get her own rebound either. Catamounts can try and cut in a little more, but Blodgett makes the steal for 3. Unbelievable! Cindy Blodgett doing it all. It is worth the price of admission alone, folks. Taylor tries to answer. Can't rebound Blodgett. Saying, let's go.
She's going to pull up for 3.
Oh, my. Pam Thornton wants a timeout, but it might be too late. Blodgett has taken over. 32 points. Maine leads by 18, and we're coming back with more.
Almost all of them were saying, saw your TV commercial, looked real good, and you know, that's a good feeling, because you know that there's, you know, thousands and thousands of people out there viewing it every time it runs. The new customers just keep coming through the door, and I mean, they come from Belfast and Waterville and Millinocket, and I just advertised on WLBZ, and sales still increased by about 20%.
If you or someone in your family is a victim of violent crime, you know how hard it is to start picking up the pieces. But your crime victim compensation program may be able to help. It can pay for medical expenses, counseling, lost wages, even funerals. Contact this program to learn more about financial assistance for victims. It's hard to put your life back together again. Your crime victim compensation program can help you get started.
This February on NBC, we shared some memorable moments. And Coming in May, share the greatest voyage we've ever taken, Odyssey, and fight the greatest evil we've ever known, Invasion. Stay tuned to NBC, America's most watched network.
The score has changed greatly in the past few minutes. If you turned away, you missed a bunch. 79-61, Maine with the lead. And who else? Cindy Blodgett has put on a clinic. As Clara Danes is called for the foul, let's try and get you caught up on some of the records that have just been set in the past few minutes. Cindy Blodgett has 5 3-pointers. That ties the conference record for most 3-pointers in a game. It also shatters the 3-point record in a conference final. She already has the record for points in a tournament and is now tied with Rachel Bouchard for most points in a game of a conference final. Did you understand that?
Very good recap.
Thank you. It's tough to keep up with all these records. Danes will check out, 79-62. And she's done it all with 3 fouls. She's basically played the entire game with 3 fouls. Blodgett leaves it for Cassidy. Oh, I forgot to mention, she can pass too, folks. 81-63, Maine.
I tell you, it didn't take long for Maine to open up this lead. You give them an inch, and they're going to take a 20-point lead.
Harris is blocked by Cassidy, but they'll call the foul. 5:42 to go. Is it too late for the Catamounts to mount a comeback? Coach Palumbo wants a 20-second timeout. We mentioned about Cindy Blodgett, and watch what happened here.
Vermont a little lackadaisical here, not really taking good care of the basketball. Blodgett steps in, great timing, decides this looks like a good place to spot up. It's one of those 3-pointers. Looks into the crowd and goes, hoo-wah.
The tournament loves Blodgett, and Blodgett loves the tournament. If you have followed her at all through her career, both high school and college, you know that during tourney time, just another level goes her game. And Pam Borton, wishing that she played for her. Wishing Cindy was from Clinton, Vermont instead of Clinton, Maine.
Is there such a place?
On our drive up today to the game, to Orono, we passed through Clinton, and there were signs on the highway saying, "Welcome to Blodgett Town." Cindy called for the travel there, 81-65. Long inbounds pass to Lawson. Now Cronin, she'll keep it, and Perini says, "I don't think so." Stacy Perini, as she's done so well through her career, swats another. Perini up top to Carver, who runs it down, and Carver will then throw it away. Great defense by Lawson, who stepped in front of Perini.
That time Lawson got her feet around, stepped in front of Perini, and came up with a steal.
Church's 3-pointer is no good. Vachon with the rebound. She's got Blodgett ahead of her, and will slow it down. Vachon to Blodgett now. She'll look to drive behind the back, step back. 34 for Blodgett. Another record. Most points in a conference final game. 34. 83-65. Lawson too hard. Church there, in and out. Perini rebound.
The intimidation factor that time, Stacy Perini, she deflected or changed both of those Vermont shots.
Carver to Cassidy was too far in, had to work it back up top, and Blodgett will try for 3 more. 37 for Blodgett. Coach Palumbo looked at her assistant coach and just shook her head. Cronin is fouled. 86-65. Maine 3 minutes and 57 seconds away from a return trip to the NCAA tournament. Jamie Cassidy checks out. Somebody substituted for the wrong person.
Little confusion there.
Coach Palumbo on the sideline saying, I wanted Perini out, and Perini is in. I think Clara Danes came in for the wrong person.
Oops.
86-65. 3:57 to play. It hasn't been a perfect game by Maine. They have been tested, but they have answered the challenge. It's probably so new for them to be challenged, they weren't sure how to react. It's been a while since anyone's been close to this team.
Well, this is good. This is a good test for them, and hopefully they, learned a little bit from today's game and can bring that into the first round of the NCAAs with them.
What hustle by Maine. Blodgett's got numbers. Shake and bake behind the back. Down the corner to Stubbs. Stubbs looks for two. And the blocking foul called against Carolyn Church as Stubbs drove the baseline. Watch the pass here by Blodgett. Kelly Stubbs at the line. Hits the first free throw. 87-66. .27 to play in this one. It has been close until about 4 minutes ago. The kid from Clinton decided she didn't like it so close. Changed things a little bit. And it almost looked that easy. It almost looked like Cindy said, well, this game's a little too close. Why don't you give me the ball a few times? Wow. I guess Cindy's going to have to do a lot to pick up that fourth foul. Lawson goes up and over Perini, 88-68. Maine leads by 20. 3 minutes to play. Lawson has 19. She has had a wonderful game. Vachon, backdoor to Stubbs. Stubbs lost control and will keep it. It was knocked out of her hand by the Vermont defender. Kristen McCormick coming in now, and Vachon taking a seat. Blodgett thought about going off the back of Laurie Taylor, but Taylor turned around right before and gave her a little smile saying, you won't fool me again. Kristen McCormick lost the handle of that one.
He said, usually you learn one bounce off the rump.
Taylor turned around, looked right at her, and gave her a big smile and said, not this time. And Cindy smiled back. 3 for Harris, short. Catamounts really just need to get some long-distance buckets here and hang on. Not sure it'll make a difference. 20-point lead for Maine, 2:30 to play. Blodgett, let's try 3 more. In and out. Lost in the rebound. Long three-pointer. No good by Zornow. Back comes Maine. Blodgett down to Stubbs. Put Kelly Stubbs in the scorebook. She hits for 2 more. A 90-68. Kelly Stubbs has 7 points, 5 of them coming on free throws. Taylor went up and over Perini, but the shot wouldn't go. Zornow battles for it. Gets it to Lawson on Perini. In and out. Lawson still battling.
Great hustle by Lawson. There's no die in her heart right now. She wants to keep on playing.
Alex Lawson is a senior. This will be her final game. Kate Cronin checked out. Stacy Perini, the senior, in her final home game, 11 points, 7 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 assists. She hears it from the crowd. Blodgett. Stutter step, baseline, got a pick for some help. Now gets it to Stubbs. Stubbs is at her career high right now for points. Danes, shot clock. Oh my goodness. Big block by Karina Zornow. Ahead to Harris. And she'll hit. And a timeout by Vermont. Holly Harris has 16 points. The Catamounts are within 20 with 1:04 to play.
Give a lot of credit to this Vermont team. They came in, gave Maine a great game. I mean, Alfond Arena had the silent buzz of, oh my God, is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? And both teams made some adjustments during the halftime talks, and Maine just kind of turned it on. And we said that was that psychological lift for them to be playing in front of this home crowd.
You hear about it so many times. It was just a 2-point game at the half, and you always hear, well, the game was a lot closer than the score indicates, and today will be another one of those cases. Those two look familiar. Stephanie Guidi and Cecilia Rustad, two of the three captains of last year's team, cheering on this year's squad. And there's the third, Catherine Gallant. She is a graduate assistant with the Maine team. Not too far removed are those three. They were here just a year ago, dancing in the middle of the floor. Maybe they'll probably join in. If I know Steph and Stacia, they'll probably be out there dancing again today.
I think they've got the dancing shoes on.
This crowd finally lighthearted and laughing. They have been very nervous most of the afternoon because this game has been in doubt. Cindy Blodgett is on the bench. Done for the day as Kelly Stubbs has a chance to go to the free throw line and add some more points. Blodgett, 37 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 5 assists. Jessie Briere comes in. Clara Danes sits out. If Kelly Stubbs makes this one of her free throws, she will have a new career high in points. Fitting for the senior in her last home game.
If she misses, it's all going to be on your head. And I'm going to tell Kelly that.
She's 5 of 6 from the line, so this is pretty safe, hopefully.
Oh, you just definitely jinxed her.
Oh, that girl. She heard me.
You were sweating a bit there.
Another career high for Kelly Stubbs. The senior walk-on from Sherman Mills. What a difference she has made in both attitude and intensity. Thank you. Stubbs checks out to a standing ovation.
That's great. What a great tribute to Kelly Stubbs.
Hugs around for Kelly Stubbs. High fives, smiles, laughing. And this is what it's all about, folks. Maine 41 seconds away from another trip to the NCAA tournament. This year's goal, not just to get there anymore, they're beyond that. It's to win one, at least one. The NCAA selection show for women's basketball is tomorrow night at 7:30. We will find out where this team is going and who they will play. Vashon's pass a little too high. 3 freshmen, 2 sophomores on the court for Maine. And lots more freshmen and sophomores on the bench. Harris for 3. Lawson the rebound. Taylor for 3. We're under 14 seconds. DeShong battles jump ball, and Vermont will keep it. What a great shot that is. Look at the players on that team. So happy, worked all year for this, to get to the NCAA tournament. And DeShong makes a steal. Defense will end this one. The Black Bears are going to the NCAA tournament for the 3rd year in a row. The team salutes the fans, and the fans salute the team. We will have the trophy presentation and all the post-game interviews you could ask for coming back. Stay with us.
The 19